Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Sunday morning, beautiful day here in Kyoto, mid-March. Still kind of cold outside, but what a beautiful day. It's one of those mornings where you just like stick your head out the window, you breathe in that fresh, cool, early morning breeze. It's really nice. So today I want to show you my apartment. Lived here for about 3 months now, and I figured, you know what? It's time to show you guys where I live. Okay, so before we begin with the tour, I just want to give you guys a little bit of basic information about this place to give you a bit of an idea. I live in Kyoto, pretty much right smack down in the middle of Kyoto. I love that. It's one of my favorite things about this place is the fact that everything is really close, very conveniently located. I can walk to Kyoto Station, I can walk to my school, I can walk to major tourist attractions, I can walk to the shopping and restaurant areas of Kyoto, and I really love that about this place. It's something I value a lot. This apartment is about 30 square meters, which is a really nice size. I love having a little bit of space. A place like this in Tokyo would be a lot more expensive. Right now I'm paying 84,000 yen a month, which I think is a good deal. It's about $800. I think it's a very good deal. I lived in Tokyo before, and I lived in Ikebukuro, so pretty much downtown Tokyo, in near one of the major hubs. And I paid the same amount of money, pretty much exactly the same amount of money for a tiny room. So being here, having this extra space, still being downtown, yeah, I love it very much, and I just love Kyoto as a city a lot. I'll talk about why I moved to Kyoto in a future video and go into a lot more detail and compare the two cities and what I think about them. But now, let's start the tour. Let's start at the front door. Some people pointed out in a previous video that it's pretty funny that I have all these locks, and it is interesting. I have double locks on the front door. I have this lever here as well, and in order to get into the building you need an electronic key, and without that key you cannot get into the elevator. So this place is super secure, even though Japan is such a safe country. I think that's pretty interesting, and this is not uncommon in Japan. I've seen this many times before. I guess Japanese people just really like to feel protected in their apartment. Again, I wouldn't be worried about this at all, but hey, it's interesting. Next we have the Genkan. This is the entrance area. This is where you take off your shoes and you put them into a closet like this. I don't have too many shoes, so I also use this closet for some of my documents, which is pretty convenient. And then on the other side I just have some coats, some umbrellas, and random knickknacks that I don't really have another place for. Let's turn around and walk into the living room. Now keep in mind I am using a wide-angle lens, so everything appears to be a lot roomier than it actually is. There is plenty of space in this apartment, it's just that with this lens it looks very spacey, when in reality it's a lot smaller, but I feel like I can capture it much better with this lens. Right here we have my dining table, bought from Amazon. Amazon is great, you can buy really decent, cheap furniture delivered right to your front door. Next we have this shelf. Now I bought this shelf from Nitori. Nitori is like Japanese IKEA, and it was about 50 bucks. I think it's a decent deal. And I just use it to store some of my stuff. Like for example, back there I have my Japanese word cards, my Japanese language books. Minna no Nihongo, very famous, many people know these. And just like a lot of other people, I don't really like them. They're pretty boring. I prefer these that I'm using right now in this school. And yeah, just store some of my camera equipment here, and just, cable stuff that you need to hide away is down here. This right here is my control panel. This is for the front door, so I can see who's coming in, who's delivering packages. And it also, again, has an alarm button, an emergency button. You wanna hear what it sounds like? Okay. So another security feature. Again, I don't think that's really necessary, but hey, there you go. This is for my air conditioner, and yeah, this right here is an IKEA lamp. I think everyone has seen these before. They're like 10, 15 bucks from Amazon. Super good deal. And they provide a good light, and they look decent in my opinion. Okay, so over here is the bedroom, and I have these sliding doors, which is really nice. It means that I can kind of separate the sleeping area from the living area, which is, I don't know, I really like this feature. Right here we have the air conditioner. This is a good one. It's this building was built in 2006, so it's fairly new. And having a fairly new AC is nice because they're not as noisy as the old ones. I don't know what these are. They've been here from day one. And they are also in another apartment in this building that I went to look at when I first looked at this place. I don't know what they are. Like, do you hang pictures or plans? Like, you can move them side to side a little bit. Yeah, no clue. Maybe someone has an idea. Okay, another IKEA lamp. Yeah, some of my charging cables. My bed. Some people might notice because I showed it in a previous video where I built this bed frame. And I actually took it down a level, which unfortunately means I can't store those clothes storing boxes underneath it anymore. But before that, the bed was just a bit too high. It was, I don't know, it was a little awkward. It was really high up. So I like it much better this way. But this means that, unfortunately, you know, these boxes I had bought to put underneath the bed, well, they don't fit anymore. But I can just put them into this closet, and it's just fine. That's like the one downside about this place, is that I only have this one closet. It's really not that big, but I think it's sufficient. It's big enough, and yeah, so far all of my stuff fits just fine. I just can't buy too much more stuff, which is okay. You know, one thing I really love about this place is the fact that it is a corner apartment. It's a corner room, which means I have a lot of windows, which means I get a lot of daylight, and that is something I absolutely love. You know, a lot of Japanese apartments are surrounded by other buildings, which was the case where I lived in Tokyo, and you just don't get as much daylight, as much sunlight, and I don't know, I just really like it. I have, you know, this window right here in the living room. I have a window in the kitchen that we'll look at in a second. I have these two windows right here in my bedroom, and I also have this balcony. The balcony is really small. Oh. You know, it's not a very big balcony, but it's big enough to hang up some clothes to dry them. And yeah, I have a bit of a view from here. All right, let's walk into the kitchen, people. I have a really nice big sink. I have an electronic stove, which is kind of unique. I mean, I've seen them before in Japanese places, but a lot of Japanese apartments have gas stoves, which I'm not sure which one I'd prefer, because I like cooking on gas a lot. Yeah, but I think this is okay. And it has a really cool feature, actually. It has a normal heater at the top left, and then it has this induction heater right down here with this tempura feature, so I can fry food, choose a temperature to fry food. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. This right here is great. I bought this from Amazon for about 25 bucks. It's a water filter. Now, Japanese tap water is perfectly fine to drink, but it does have a chlorine taste, and this filter removes the chlorine, which is great. So I can turn it on, flip it, and now I have tap water that does not taste like chlorine, which is something that I absolutely love. Totally worth the money. Right here we have the window that I mentioned before. It's kind of nice having a little window in the kitchen area. Next we have my tower of awesomeness. So right here we have a little toaster oven. This thing is great. I use it every day. We have a microwave and my fridge. It looks pretty full right now. Well, that's because it is pretty full, but I do my grocery shopping on the weekends, so that's why it's always nice and full on the weekends. Some green tea, some veggies, some sausages, something for the Swiss heart, fondue, some ramen. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I eat. And I also have a freezer, which is really nice. Next, this monstrosity right here. This is the hot water tank. So a lot of Japanese apartments have gas heated water. I have this hot water tank, which is a lot more common in the West, that just stores your hot water. And I can, you know, I can control it a little bit here. I usually don't mess with it because I don't know exactly what to do because it works just fine, and I'll leave it that way. Yeah, this is just, again, because I don't have gas, I don't have a gas stove, I don't have gas heating, so everything is electrical in here. Here we have another tower. This is the Tower of Trash. As many of you know, Japanese are very serious about recycling, which is great, I think. So I have 3 different compartments. The bottom one is for burnable garbage. This one is for plastic wrappers and that kind of stuff. And the top one I use for cans and, you know, plastic bottles and that kind of stuff. As far as storage goes in this kitchen, it has plenty. As you can see down here, I really don't have too many things. And I kind of like that. I kind of like not owning too many things. But yeah, I have space for all the essentials and whatnot. But now let's move on to the best place of every Japanese apartment. The toilet. So I do have a washlet toilet. I love washlet toilets. In Tokyo I had a unit bath for 3 months, which was just fine, but it just doesn't compare to an amazing washlet toilet with all the amazing features. And it also has this really efficient use of water right here. When you flush, you can wash your hands right here. It's just very effective, very efficient. I like that a lot. So right here we have the sink area, a little bit of storage down here, a little bit of storage up here. My washing machine that I actually just got about a week ago, and I love this thing. Before that I always went to the coin laundry, which is just fine, but it was a bit expensive. It cost me about 12 bucks every time I did laundry. So this one was about 300 bucks. So in about 3/4 of a year, this will be worth it. And it's just a lot more convenient too. And here is my favorite place of this apartment. My bathroom. I love having this kind of separated washing area. You have the bathtub separated from where you take a shower. And I also bought this stool and buckets because I really gotten to like sitting down and taking a shower here in Japan. It's very strange for Western people to do that, but it's actually pretty chill. I like it a lot. I also have a teeny tiny little window that looks out towards the balcony, and having a window in the bathroom is another great feature of this apartment. I love having that. I can just open it up, you know, let the cool air come in the winter while I take a shower or sit in the bath. I can use it to, you know, air out this whole place a little bit better when the humidity rises up a little bit, but I think it's great. Absolutely love it. Okay, now here is another one of my favorite features of this apartment, and it's the view that I have. Because I'm in Kyoto, I am surrounded by temples and shrines. I mean, I can see one right there, there's one over there, but one of the most famous ones in the world, Kiyomizu-dera, is over there, pretty far away, but if I stick my head out the window, I can actually see it. There it is, all the way in the distance, Kiyomizu-dera. It's pretty far away, but hey, I can see it from my apartment. That's pretty cool. The next thing that I want to show you is probably the most interesting thing about this place and the most unique thing about this place, because even though I've been into, you know, plenty of different Japanese apartments, this is the first time I've ever seen this. And it's the fact that my whole place, like all my windows and, you know, the fans in my bathroom area, the fans in the kitchen, everything is electronically connected to each other. So, okay, I'll show you. At the top of all my windows, I have these fans, like this one right here. Right now it's closed. I can open it up. They all have switches on the windows. Like this one, for example. So when I open up the window, the fans are deactivated, and when I have the windows closed, the fans are activated. And as you can see, I have them on all my windows at the top right. Now here's what happens. If I, for example, turn on the vents here in the kitchen, let's put it on strong. You can hear that, right? So now that the fans are turned on in the kitchen, these vents at the top of the windows are sucking in air. Right now it's closed. If I open it back up, it's really a lot of air coming in right now. I can demonstrate it, hold on. Okay, so I closed it again, and just to see how strong the suction is that's happening in this apartment right now. Look what happens to the curtain when I forcefully open the window even though the fan is closed. See that? There you go. Alright, let's turn it back off. The same thing happens when I turn on the fans in the bathroom. It's not nearly as strong as the fans in the kitchen, but basically the same thing happens. So when I turn on the fans in the shower area to, you know, dry out the place, air is being sucked in from the fans on my windows. Oh, also I have these, but these are really common in all Japanese apartments. They're also just tiny little fans that, you know, help exchange air. I think that's really interesting. I've never seen that before. I know that, you know, mold is kind of a big deal when it comes to Japanese apartments, especially, you know, during the summer. You really need to properly air out your place and make sure it stays dry and keep the humidity out. But that's exactly what I'm a bit confused about. So maybe some of you can give me some tips or advice, because in my opinion, if I turn on the vents in the bathroom to suck out, you know, the moisture, but at the same time, you know, air from the outside is coming in. Right now in the winter, that's just fine. But in the summer, when it's really humid out, isn't it also sucking in all that really humid air, and therefore making it more difficult to air out the place properly? I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason why these are here. I think it's really unique. I've never seen it before, and it's like they're all connected to each other. It took me a while to figure it out, like what was going on. So yeah, but maybe some of you can explain this system to me. That's it for now though. This is my apartment here in the middle of Kyoto. I love this place so much. There's really nothing that I miss about this place. The storage space isn't huge, but you know, I'm a guy, I don't have too many clothes anyway, so it's just fine. Oh, one thing, the walls are really empty right now, and I'm trying to think of something to put on these walls. I was thinking about maybe some cool Japanese art, but Japanese art, I don't know, I think it's really nice, but it can get really cheesy really fast, and I want to make sure I don't put something cheesy on the walls. Maybe some of you guys have a good idea. Maybe I'll go out one day, try and take some cool pictures and, you know, size those up, put them on the wall. I don't know yet, but I just want to put something on the walls to make it a bit more personalized. Because right now, you know, even though I've lived here for a while, it's still kind of a little bit empty in a way. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a comment if you have any questions down below about this place, about my life in Japan, anything, you know, don't hesitate to write those questions in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click like, that helps out a ton. And if you want to see more videos of my life here in Kyoto, click subscribe, click that bell button. Apparently that's a big deal these days. So thank you so much for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.